Look what I bought. I am so excited. Let's open this up and see what's inside. Townsel here. Welcome back to my channel. It's free to like, subscribe, leave a comment below, share this video if appropriate. I need a chainsaw to cut down some small trees and fallen timber because fallen timber is a fire hazard out in the woods. I did a lot of research and people told me to get like these very expensive, high quality chainsaws, which I knew were worth the money, but one, I didn't have that kind of money to put into it. Two, I've seen people fight with gas chainsaws, and I didn't want to have to do that. I wanted something that's going to work when I need it to work. And three, most of the gasoline chainsaws are super heavy, and I'm a tiny little person. So I thought, I did some more research, and I thought I'm just going to get a battery operated one. If it doesn't last as long, it's still going to work for me when I want it to work. It's going to be light enough where I can use it when I need to use it. And also, I already own a Worx blower and a Worx weed trimmer, which work perfectly for me. I have a video up about that, and I'll link that video at the end of this one. Let's see what's in here. I'm really excited about this because I'm not scared of much, but chainsaws do kind of scare me. So I figured would be a good way for me to get my feet wet, so to speak. I had a viewer give me some tips about how to open these boxes and whatnot, so I'll try to remember that excellent advice. So it comes with a battery and a charger, which I expected, and I already have a charger just like this because my weed trimmer and my blower are both the Worx 40 volts. So now I have 3 batteries for that, which is also comes in super handy because when I do yard work, typically I have a lot of things I need to blow off, like with the driveway and whatnot. So that second battery comes in handy, and I don't have to use the weed whacker all the time. These directions, when I open my Worx blower and weed whacker, the directions are awesome. I was really super impressed with this. I bought a lot of yard tools this summer, and the Troy belt, those directions were terrible. Some other ones are mediocre, but the Worx directions are really good. So we'll see if they're as good for the chainsaw as they were for the other 2 products that I have. The good stuff's still in here, right? Look at that. This is just such a good manageable size for me. It's just so solid. I think that's just filler. Let me get that out of the way. And here's the business end. Yay! It's really hot and humid outside. Too hot and humid for me to be outside. So tomorrow, when it's not as humid, I will put this baby together. We'll possibly see how it works, but I'm going to charge this battery up first. This is actually the battery, or one of the batteries for my blower and my weed eater, and I used it yesterday, so it's all charged up, as indicated by the green light. Going to plug this one in, make sure it works. It just slides in, as easy as can be. Then it lights up, the green flashes to tell you that it's charging. It gets a solid green when it's charged, and you get a red if something bad's going on. We have something good going on. Battery is charged. It's time to put this thing together, or at least try to. I'm a little nervous about this because I'm really kind of afraid of chainsaws, even though Craig has taught me how to use one. I've never put one together before, but I do have my instructions, and I'm a reasonably smart person, so I should be able to figure this out, right? I think so. I have several other Worx products that I put together earlier this summer, and I have videos up about those. I'll link those at the end of this video. One thing I really do like about the Worx products is they come with really good instructions. They're really super clear, and they're just easy to follow. They also have what's called a quick start guide, which shows you really good pictures, so I'm going to follow that. And I did sit down and read all the instructions while I was having my lunch, and kind of found all the little pieces and all, so maybe it won't be too bad and too excruciating. If you're someone who already knows all about chainsaws, feel free to leave a comment in the section below and tell me how stupid I am. I'm a novice, I'm a beginner, I don't know what I'm doing. That's the whole point of me making these videos and doing this, is because I want to try to encourage other people, especially women, that hey, you know what? It's okay to look stupid while you're trying to learn something new, but learning something new is key, right? I'm a big fan of what Worx provides to give you instructions, because I don't know what I'm doing, and that's what instructions are for, right? And I'm not the best person to ever sit down and try to figure out instructions. Clear instructions with pictures really do help me. So it has a little booklet about how to do the battery charger. It has a little booklet about the warranty. It has a promotional flyer to tell you what other tools that you can use with their 40 volt batteries that you can share. I have the blower and the weed eater, which I like both of those. Then it has this really cool book here, and one thing I really do like about their instructions, they give you like all the legalese stuff beforehand, but they give you the pictures, very clearly defined and labeled pictures, and then they give you the key as to what they are. But having to flip back and forth like this, I just went and made a photocopy so that I could have everything at a glance. I like that better. One thing I would suggest is that they do it like that. That they put those 2 pages so that when you open it up flat, you're going to be able to see it that way. But I was smart enough to be able to find a workaround for that. Then they give you these picture guides to tell you exactly how to do everything, which is extremely helpful for me. Because if you're not familiar with the lingo, if you're not familiar with the nomenclature for the instructions, then it's just overwhelming. So the pictures and knowing the vocabulary is really key for something like this. And additionally, they have this really cool quick start guide that shows you the key parts of it. It's like a little refresher course, and it actually made more clear some things that were a little bit glossed over in the booklet part. So I'm confident that I'll be able to figure this out, and I'm just hoping I don't hurt myself when I start trying to use it. Here goes. Now, on a quick start, it says to fit the chain around the bar, ensure the chain is in the correct running directions according to the I don't know how I'm supposed to know that. I guess that's it right there. Fit the chain around the drive sprocket. Okay, so I gotta take this off because I read ahead. I'm just unscrewing that. And these notches go in this way. And that's supposed to be seated on there. So fit the chain around the drive sprocket. So the fastening bar hole and the 2 bar locking tabs fit into the keyway, which I think they just slid right in there. So figure B1, B2. Slid it in there, and just make sure there's no kinks. Right, and I Ensure all parts are seated properly. Make sure the drive links are fully seated in the drive sprockets. CC1. You don't want to have any kinks in there. It says if there's any kinks to pull those out. So it's seated well. So I have the links in there. There's no kinks. I have this seated into the little groove in there. And I'll have to work that slack out in a minute. That feels pretty steady. So we have done that part. Now we're going to put the cover back on and move to the auto tension tightening check. I think that part was a success. So now it says chain should rotate freely and be free of kinks. It is. Put the chain cover and tighten the chain cover by turning the chain tensioning knob clockwise until it is hand tight. So there's absolutely no tools required to put this together that I found. It's all just so easy. I will say easy. Let's pull that out far enough. Let's try it again. Much better. I didn't pull that out. Okay, so turn it clockwise until it is hand tight, figure D, so we did that. Okay, now we are ready to do the auto tension tightening part. So it says to turn the chain tensioning knob clockwise until it is hand tight. We did that. The tension is automatically increased when the chain is tensioning knob is being turned in the clockwise direction. Blah, 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 blah. It says tilt the saw forward so it's in upright position. And then do this until it's hand tight. And it is. So now it says to double check it by pulling it up. And it's supposed to be half the height. So it looks like it's pretty tight to me. And also I read in the book that a new chainsaw will loosen a lot, and it tells you to stop like every 10 to 12 minutes and check the tension on this and to check the oil. It is a battery operated chainsaw after all. It's a small one. So that feels like it's all in, and there's no battery in here. We're not putting the battery in here until we get ready to do some business. We don't have the oil in here either. And it says that the chain is properly tensioned when it can be pulled up and it goes back into the guide part. So it seems to be in all the way around. Good deal. Next part. Okay, so I'm going to put the oil in here. One thing that's confusing on here, it says to use a grade ISO VG32. And this was the oil that was beside the Worx products, and it doesn't say anything about that on here, so I don't know what that means, but I'm hoping that this works okay. We'll find out, won't we? Supposed to have an indicator over here on the side. It does. was easy enough. It does have a oil level indicator there. Isn't this just the cutest thing? I know, it's deadly. Really deadly. Okay, see what's next. Just before I start cutting, just to show you some features that I really liked about this. I like the balance of it. I tested several out in the store, and it seems like it's really going to be safe to operate. This was so easy to do. I didn't have to have a screwdriver, any type of tools or anything. It's very easy to get the blade on there. It's got these things right here that you can bump up against to the wood. It's got a hand guard. It shows you the oil level there. It's just, it seems so easy. It's just what I need, easy. Okay, for operating, I'm going to put on, I don't have steel toe shoes, but I've got on the stiffest boots that I have. And I'm going to put on protective things on my legs that I wore to, well, I'm not going to tell you where I wore them. And to start it, I have to put the battery in, but you're supposed to mash this down. And then you pull this switch, and you can't activate that until you do that. And then that allows you to do that. When you're operating, hold it with this hand. The left hand always goes here. The right hand always goes there, and you're always supposed to have it on the right side of your body. So I don't know what you left-handed people are supposed to do other than comply. And then when you let go of this, you let go of that, it automatically cuts off. And this is a hand guard to protect you, and you're supposed to bump the wood up to right here. You never stick this in to cut like that. You're supposed to cut, you know, with the middle part of the blade, not with the tip. So I'm going to try some small things that suggest cutting small pieces of wood until you get into your groove, and that's what I'm going to do. But it was easier to set up than I thought. It actually took me longer to read the directions than it did to actually put it together, so I like that about Worx stuff. It's hot out here. Of course, it's starting to rain. I'm going to see if I can do a little bit today. I'll slide the battery in. And young gloves. I've got on hearing protection, eye protection, sunglasses I don't like, but they go all the way around. And I've got knee pads on. Not that I'm going to cut anything dangerous, but I don't know what I'm doing. So we'll see. Go cut something else somewhere else. Yes.
I love it. It's just powerful enough to do the little pieces that I need to do. So yay. I gotta go inside because I don't want to get my camera wet. We'll have to come back and do it another day. Well, that was cut short because of the rain, but I'm gonna wait and see because we've had little short showers every day this probably past 30 days, and I'm gonna get back at it. My first impressions are it's super easy to use. I would really just call it a fancy hedge trimmer. It doesn't feel like that powerful. I don't think it's gonna take down like big trees or anything like that, but for what I've got to do to clean up, I think it's gonna be just fine. I have just small trees to cut down, some brush and some bushes and things like that to cut down, so it's just things that someone my size can handle. If I need anything larger, then I'll call for some help or somebody that has a larger chainsaw with a lot more power. But for the first use, I'm happy. It was far easier than I thought it was going to be. Far easier because I was really very nervous about putting it together and using it, and of course now hindsight I'm like, what was I worried about? Well, it never stopped raining, so I'm going to take the battery out. It's as simple as mashing on the little orange tab, sliding it out, and now the chainsaw is deactivated. So I'll put the cover back on. And tomorrow we'll see, maybe I can get it back out again, check the oil, check the tension, see what I can cut. Oh look, a little leaf. I like it. Thank you for watching. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, share the video if appropriate. Check out my playlist. There may be something else that you're interested in. And until next time, take care. Bye.